Now the time is 4 o'clock, so good evening. So we'll just see a small C program, okay? Just a small C program for starting. See, there is a 1,000 liter milk can. Okay, we have 1 liter, 5 liter, 7 liter, and 10 liter jar. Input the milkman will give some quantity of milk in the range 0 to 1,000. We should find out how many number of bottles are required to measure the milk and fill this 1,000 liter can. For example, so first our requirements we will write it. So input is milk quantity in the range 0 to 1,000 liters, and we have we have 1 liter, 5 liter, 7 liter, and 10 liter jar, and 10 liter jar. We have to we have to find out we have to find out how many number of bottles required to measure and fill the 1,000 liter can. For example, if milkman gives 67 liter of milk, 67 liter of milk, then seeing itself you will tell we need six 10 liter jar, or we'll write 6 into 10. 6 into 10 liter, 6 times 10 liter jar we require, and we have 7 liter. So one 7 liter jar. Totally number of bottles required is 6 plus 1 7. For example, if we use 118, okay, if milkman gives 118 liter of milk, 180 liter of milk, then we require 11 10 liter can, okay, and one 7 liter can, and one 1 liter jar. So 11 plus 1 12, 12 plus 1 13 number of bottles we require. So for this we are going to use division and modulus operator and if else if statement. If else if conditional statement we are going to use. So when I use division operator, so division operator gives quotient, okay, and modulus operator gives remainder. So when we divide by 10, what we get? Quotient and remainder. So quotient is number of 10 liter, number of 10 liter bottle required. With modulus, with remainder, we have to find remaining number of bottles. Okay. So if it is 7 liter, 1 7 liter, and 6 10 liter is enough for 67 liters. If it is 118, then 11 10 liters, 1 7 liter, 1 1 liter is required. That we have to write it as program. I give hash include stdio.h. So in C program we use header file. When I use angle bracket, it means it is a standard header file from library. Hash include is the preprocessor directive. So stdio.h standard input output header file. This contains functions or function prototype. So what are the functions you require for input output are defined in this header file. So in C language, first step is we have to include the header file. If you write your own header file, you should give within double quotes. These are standard header files, so I use angle bracket. And the main entry point of program. Main. Main is the first function which the program sees. I have int main. That means main is a function which is expecting an integer as return value. So my last statement, I am giving return 0. Return means I am returning from the function and I return 0 since it expects integer, and this 0 will be returned to the operating system which tells successful execution of our program. Okay, so int main return 0 I have given. If it is void main, no need return statement. Since it is int main, I am returning some integer value. 0 indicates successful completion of our program. And in C language, all variables must be declared at the first. So once I enter main, I have to declare all my variables. So I'm going to use integer as my data type. Int is a keyword for integer data type. Int. What is our input? The milk quantity. And what we have to find? We have to find the quotient and remainder and then number of bottles. So initialize to 0. These are local variable. So when you declare a local variable, initialize it to 0. Else it will contain some garbage value. See to it you initialize to 0 for local variables. So number of bottles, no need, but anyhow, we will initialize to 0. All variables you can initialize. I am initializing number of bottles to 0. Now what we require from the user, the quantity of milk. So enter, or we can tell input the quantity of milk in 0 to 1000 liter range. So this will be printed on the console screen. Printf is a function which is already defined in standard input output header file stdio.h header file. This line will be printed on the screen, and we are asking the user to input the quantity of milk in 0 to 1000 liter range. We have to receive the input. For that I am using scanf. I am using the format specifier percentage %d. This percentage %d, we call it as format specifier, and these double slash we call it as single line comment. Okay, so format specifier for integer is percentage %d. So I am using percentage %d, and I have to place my value in one memory. So I use and of quantity, the variable name. Quan is the variable name. And of quan is address. So what address is pointed by the variable quantity, there our value will be placed. Now next step what we should do, we have to find out the quotient and we have to find out the remainder. These two are finding number of bottles. So in S I am placing the quotient, in R I am placing the remainder. Now I use if condition. If remainder is 1 or remainder is 5 or remainder is 7. If it is 157, we have 157. 10 liter we have already found out. Only for remainder we are finding number of bottles. So if remainder is 157, then number of bottles required will be S plus 1. For example, 67 means S will contain 6, R will contain 1. Okay, R will contain, yeah, S will contain 6 and R will contain 7. So we have 7 liter jar. So one 7 liter jar plus 6 10 liter jar. So 6 plus 1 7 number of bottles is required. Else if remainder is 2 or remainder is 3 or remainder is 4. Okay. So after 1 we have only 5. So if it is 2, 3, 4, then what is the number of bottle required? It will be R plus S. 2 means 2 1 liter plus remaining 10 liter. 3 means 3 1 liter plus remaining 10 liter. 4 means 4 1 liter plus remaining 10 liter. So R plus S I am doing. If it is 6 or 8, okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it is 6 or 8, then how many number of bottles is required? 2 plus S. 6 means 1 5 liter, 1 1 liter. So 2 plus S. If remainder is 8, 1 7 liter, 1 1 liter plus remaining 10 liter bottle. So 2 plus S. Then we have still 9 is there. So if remainder is 9, then how many number of bottles are required? 9 means 7 plus 2 1 liter. So it is 3 plus yes. It is 3 plus yes. Number of bottles required 3 plus yes. Else if R is 0. If remainder is 0, then number of bottles required is only 10 liters. Now printf number of bottles required is percentage d slash n comma number of bottles. Now we will save this program. We will save it as milk can program. Milk can program dot c. Now we will open the folder. So I type cmd here. So our program name is milk can program. I use min.gw compiler. So milk can program dot c. It's compiled. I run the executable file. So 67. Number of bottles required is 7. I rerun it. I give 118. So 11 10 liter, 1 7 liter, 1 1 liter. So 11 plus 1 plus 1, 13 we should. We got 13. This is the output of the program. Just try it.